If you're anything like me, you've been screaming at Samsung over the past few years for their lack of innovation and taking the necessary innovative steps in their foldable phones. Namely the Galaxy Z Fold. The 4, the 5, the 6 were pretty much all the same thing with minimal to little changes. And because of that, Samsung's reputation took a hit, their sales took a hit as other manufacturers made necessary changes, made their devices smaller and have better specs, and Samsung is finally feeling the heat. And thanks to that heat, Samsung actually made the necessary changes with the Galaxy Z Fold 7 and the Flip 7 lineup, and it is starting to pay dividends for Samsung as they have regained some of that market share. So in this video, guys, I want you to tag along with me as we take a look at how Samsung's Z Fold 7 has propelled some of that market share to be gained back. But before we dive deep into all that information, if you're new to the channel and enjoy staying up to date with the latest tech news, you've landed at the right place. Do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and hit that like button if you enjoy this type of content. All right, let's dive into this. Samsung dominates the foldable market after a Galaxy Z Fold 7 stopped the bleeding. Now, this is an article out of 9to5google.com. Samsung, as the first mover in the foldable market, always held a strong position in the market. But it's no secret that prior generations were putting the company on a path to second place. Now, just like I said in my monologue, in my intro, the 4, the 5, the 6, minimal changes. As a matter of fact, some of the hardware was the same, except for maybe the processor was getting a bump up every year, and a lot of people were getting frustrated with Samsung. I skipped the 6 because there was no reason to upgrade from the 5 to the 6, and a lot of people did the same thing, and Samsung took a hit. But again, with the 7, they finally corrected that. Following the launch of the Z Fold 7, Samsung has reestablished its dominance over the foldable market, according to the latest numbers. Now, counterpart research reports that Samsung made up 64% of the global foldable market in Q3 of 2025, up from 56% of the previous year. Samsung overall shipment volume increased by 32%. Now that is a huge increase for Samsung, both of those numbers, as they were able to capture the market back thanks to the success of the Z Fold 7 and the Flip 7 as well, but mainly because they made it innovative. They shrunk it down. They made it very, very nice and easy to hold. They increased the width of the cover screen, which was one of the major complaints because you really could not type on it. And those innovations that made it fold, it made it lighter, bumped up some of the specs, and a lot of people went out and were excited for the Z Fold 7, and it paid dividends for Samsung. The increase also, despite nearly every other major player, Huawei, Motorola, and Vivo, seeing market improvements to their shipments volume as well. It just goes to show yet again that Samsung's effort to drastically improve the Z Fold 7 paid off. Yes, big time for Samsung. The report goes on to point out that existing brands such as Samsung and Huawei are demonstrating clear technology leadership and sharpening product differentiation strategies ahead of Apple's expected foldable iPhone Fold next year. So yes, again, out there, the gorilla in the room is the Apple iPhone Fold that is expected to launch next year. So again, it will be very interesting to see what kind of market share Apple will cut into when they drop that phone next year. Be very interesting to see what happens. And again, this is out of counterpart research here. The global smartphone shipments hit record in Q3 2025, setting up stage for a breakout year in 2026. Now, overall, as you can see here in this chart here, the foldable market for Q3 in 2025 were up 14% year over year. And people were saying that foldables are dead, foldables are, not going anywhere. But Q3, people were excited by that, as we can see here that we had Samsung go up by 32%, Huawei up by 10%, Motorola went up 16%, Vivo 67%. So huge increases in those manufacturers, which boosted up the overall market. So foldables are not dead. Yes, they still don't sell as much as regular, but of course they actually cost much more. But you can see here that it is alive and well, and there is a market for there. Now, one of the big losers of this was Xiaomi. They were down 54%. Now, that is a huge decrease in market share for Xiaomi. But we will see what Xiaomi can do in the future if they have something up to see. Now I'm thinking about the foldable market. They do have a trifold phone maybe coming in the works. So we've heard rumors about that for the past year. Maybe within the next year or so, within the next month, actually, we may actually see that. But we'll see what happens when that does come to fruition. But what do you guys think about these numbers here from the foldable phone? Do you think Samsung is back in large, back in charge, keeping that market share, increasing it? And what do you think is going to happen when Apple actually enters that market next year? Let me know down in the comment section down below. So I want to thank you guys once again for taking time out to watch this video. Again, if you enjoy staying up to date with the latest tech news, do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and don't forget to hit that like button. And if you have friends or family that enjoy this type of content, make sure you share this with them as they may enjoy this as well. And if you also want more tech news in video form, check out one of these two videos right here. Until the next video, guys, stay nerdy.